Action.
Okay, ready? So this Shabbos is called Shabbos Hagadol, and the minhag is to actually wish people Shabbos Hagadol U'Mevorach. That is an actual minhag. There's a fascinating of Shmelka from Nicholsburg. He says the following. He says, we know, of course, there's a big drasha that's given on this Shabbos and Shabbos Shuvah. He says that the Gemara says on Shabbos, Ilmalei Shamu Yisrael Shtei Shabbosos Miyad Nigalu. If the Jewish people would keep 2 Shabbosos, they would be redeemed right away. What are these 2 Shabbosos referring to? So simply understood, it means one Shabbos after the other. But he says referring to these 2 Shabbosos. Why? And this, I think he says somewhat jokingly, but it tells you something very powerful about how you speak and how careful one should speak, especially in this parsha, but how much we should be careful when we repeat something, that it should be given credit to the one that said it. So he says that if the rabbis who give the drashas would be careful to give credit from where they got the sources, then miyad nigalu. Why? Because the Gemara says, if you say something in the name of someone, it brings redemption. So if we would have these 2 Shabbos when the rabbis who are teaching us how to speak and how to give credit to where credit is due would be careful, miyad nigalu. And that's where the minhag comes. When after the Rav gives a drasha, he says, uva letzion goel. Because after I spoke, the rabbi says, and I was careful to give credit to where credit is due, we should have the geula. That's a cute chap, but it tells us something very, very powerful. But on a deeper level, Shabbos Hagadol. Why is it called Shabbos Hagadol? This is one of my favorite words that I saw in Ma'ayana Shel Torah. He says, Shabbos Hagadol is because until Yetzias Mitzrayim, every night when we made Kiddush, we should have only mentioned and had in mind, and I ask my kids always before Kiddush, what does Kiddush mean? It means a designated day to remember that Hashem created the world in 6 days and rested on the 7th. And you could test any of my kids. But Yetzias Mitzrayim came and said it's not just about Hashem creating the world for 6 days and resting on the 7th. Shabbos became Zeichel Yetzias Mitzrayim. It became a Shabbos that you're supposed to remember that Hashem didn't just create the world, but He's involved in every aspect of our lives. Therefore, Shabbos became greater, because now it's not just Zeichel to the creation of the world, it's Zeichel Yetzias Mitzrayim. And that's such a powerful concept, of course, that the Ramban says that the Iker, really, of Yetzias Mitzrayim, and therefore the Iker of Pesach night, is to really relate to the children and to ourselves that it's not just about God who created the world. We believe in a God that's involved in every aspect of our lives. And on the deepest level, it means that we experience God in every aspect of our lives. And there's an amazing mashal that someone just told me. An amazing mashal. I couldn't believe that there's a yid that walks around thinking like this. He told me, it's a close friend of mine, he said that, you should know, I lost my job a few weeks ago. Basically, he was thrown out to some degree. And he said that I came home, and my kids saw, they knew that I lost my job, and they thought, Abba, what's going to be? And I could have gotten sad, and I could have said, I don't know. And I said, you know what? I'm going to give you a mashal. He said he thought of a mashal a little bit is based on his father. He said the mashal is the following. A father comes to his child and says, I want to teach you how to swim. Rabbi Yehuda says there's a mitzvah to teach your son how to swim. You'll understand the new pshat. So the son says, okay, but I'm scared. He says, don't worry. And he starts teaching his son how to swim, and he describes him to do the stroke and then to breathe and all the different aspects. And each day the father says, I'm too scared. The child says, I'm too scared. The father takes him to the water, shows him in the water. Anyway, one day he's walking with his son, and he throws his son into the water. The son, of course, gets a little scared and starts splashing, but starts swimming and says, wow! First he's screaming, Abba, Abba, and then he says, I can swim! So this man, his name was Chaim, he said, to his kids, he says, you should know, I always speak about Emunah. But now I'm going to swim Emunah. I'm going to live Emunah. And that's what Pesach night is all about, is to experience Emunah in a real level. And that's Shabbos Hagadol. Shabbos Hagadol is to experience Emunah. Havai Yushav Yizaychem.
Amen.